trying to get out a local continental U.S. forecast real quickly here. See if this is going to work here. My kind of running out of gas today. My throat's bothering me all of a sudden. So it might not be that long video, but um, here we have Aaron down here moving slowly to the west-northwest. You can see the upper level flow pattern. High pressure over the desert southwest with the clockwise flow around it. You can see a narrow ridge of high pressure to the north of Aaron, and the trough digging along the eastern seaboard with a stalled frontal boundary here, where there's a lot of rainfall going on right now. Biggest chance of excessive rainfall in this area, especially, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. This trough is supposed to erode the ridge here, and it's the narrow ridging, and eventually pick up Aaron and move it out to sea. So when you look at the models, it shows that ridging here, broad ridging, and over time that trough digs some enough to erode the flow. See the ridging here right along the edge, and building to the west with a weakness developing here. That Aaron follows that weakness and moves out to sea. High pressure is building over the desert southwest over time here. And then as we get towards the end of the 7-day period, another trough develops on the east coast, flattens out the ridge, and potentially another tropical system will move through the flow here. Quite a progressive flow pattern. So northern tier of the states are likely the ones who are going to get the most chance of severe weather next 7 days, in addition to excessive rainfall where the stalled frontal boundary set up. So again, upper level flow pattern. We got different areas of precip ongoing today, and the current hazards that we have for today are the heat in the middle part of the country here. Heat advisory for the good part of the Mississippi Valley up into the Ohio Valley, and a few dotting the Appalachians. Red flag warning out west, and a looks like a flood watch out here, parts of Oregon and Idaho. Really, the biggest threat today is hazardous heat, and this week, really. You can see where the outlines the hazardous heat here in the Mississippi Valley. Dangerous today, so it's going to be there that way for quite 2 or 3 days at least, and the long-term heat effects are cumulative here, and then it builds back into the southwest and the upper Midwest over time. Kind of moves southward here. Not nearly as bad for the Mississippi Valley, so get through the next 3 or 4 days, and then builds back in the desert southwest towards the end of the period. If we look at the outlook for next 3 to 7 days, you can see what they're talking about here. Hazardous heat for a good portion of the Mississippi Valley into the up to bordering the Great Lakes, Iowa, Illinois, Ohio, and the desert southwest. You can see the stalled frontal boundaries here, highlighting the biggest area of precip chances in the coming week. As far as sensible temperatures go, we can look and see what the what it's going to feel like at the surface here. 90s. Wow, and the heat index is going to be close to 110 in the cool in the along the Gulf Coast here in the deep south. There's Aaron out there, quite hot. Feel like temperatures over 100 degrees for a large portion of the area, even in getting into Georgia and the southeast over time. See how it starts to cool off out here as we go through time and move out to the west again. Does it? Oh, you see how nice and cool it gets here? We made that upper level system pushing through here may bring some cooler air. That's gonna be nice. Nice feeling temperatures right there. Temperatures in the 90s, and I'll take that. So likely to cool off towards the end of August here for the good portion of the northern tier. So we'll look at excessive rainfall outlook for today, where I showed you the stall frontal boundary here and some marginal risks in other parts of the country. Centered on Madison, Wisconsin, really around and surrounding areas. Some marginal risk dot the southeast, Florida, and New Mexico for day 3. Moves a little further south. Frontal boundary tries to make some progress here. Stalled front likely in this area. And day 4 goes further southward, marginal risk in these areas. Day 5 moves into the southeast and stays in the desert southwest. Severe weather today. Marginal risk for up in the northeast and mid-Atlantic, parts of the upper Midwest and the high plains. So not a lot of risk for stuff going on today. A 2% risk of tornadoes, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa. A higher wind risk in the northeast quarter here, mid-Atlantic, and the areas highlighted as categorical previously. 5% wind risk. Hail, still only 5% in these areas. So severe weather isn't going to be that extreme today. A larger area marginal risk, likely on the stalled frontal boundary here for day 2, which is tomorrow. Tornado risk less than 2%. Wind risk 5%. Hail risk 5%. Categorical for day 3. Just general thunderstorms right now. There may be an area of focus along a stalled front. As we get further closer to it, they may outline something that they think might have a higher risk of winds or hail. If we look at the excessive rainfall outlook, we already did that. Sorry. I meant to look at the QPF. Sorry for the precip here. Highest chances of precip, of course, is where we have the highest risk of excessive rainfall. Dotting a lot of part of the deep south is general thunderstorms, and the northeast and desert southwest here, monsoon season, and in Florida. Day 2 moves further east. You can see where the storm Aaron is. Of course, a lot of rain going on there. Where that excessive rainfall exists, couple 2 or 3 inches possibly tomorrow. Between, tomorrow, yes. My brain's turning to mush today. And day 3, broad area of general rain, possibly in these darker blue areas. A little more rain than normal, but overall, the excessive rainfall threat isn't that great. And we look at the composite radar, echoes where the highest rain chances are today. Got three areas we showed on the satellite loop, and it looks like another area here along the Great Lakes and along the southeast coast. That's all I got for today. That's a broad look at what's going to happen over the next week. Overall, the general theme is hot for the first part of the week in the middle part of the country, shifting southward towards the end of the week, cooling off in the northeast and getting hot back again in the desert southwest and the upper Midwest and the northwest. All right. Well, have a great Sunday, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.